What exactly did Jungkook say that night? Why did those words feel like an open wound that even time struggles to heal? This shocking event happened without a plan, without a script. In the silence of the 5th Division barracks where they both served their military duty, Jungkook, who was known to always appear strong in public, looked fragile for the first time. He spoke in a soft yet piercing voice. "I'm not gold. I became like this because of you." The sentence was delivered without performance, without a microphone, accompanied only by the sound of distant horse steps and the empty stares of the surrounding soldiers. Jimin, upon hearing it, could only let the tears flow, unable to respond with a single word. What drove Jungkook, BTS's main vocalist who always seemed untouchable by pressure, to this point? Why did such simple words carry an emotional weight heavy enough to break down one of BTS's strongest pillars? Jimin, Jungkook, and Jimin's closeness was not merely a relationship between group mates. They were brothers, friends, mentors, and protectors of each other since their teenage years. They grew up together amidst the harshness of South Korea's entertainment industry, weathering the storms of debut, global spotlight, and eventually stepping into military life. Many fans felt at ease knowing they were placed in the same unit. Yet behind that togetherness, who would have guessed that a silent storm was gathering strength? That night, after training, Jungkook took a small guitar from his locker. Without any announcement, he began plucking simple notes. Not an official song, not a solo project, but something that felt too personal, as if written from the shards of his own heart. The lyrics whispered about loss, fear, and a longing not to be separated. After the song, in a hanging atmosphere, Jungkook looked at Jimin and said, "If I had to choose, I'd rather remain a soldier with you forever than return to a world without you." That was the sentence that shattered Jimin's defenses. He cried, not because of the lyrics, but because he deeply understood the meaning behind those words. Despair, guilt, and fear of losing the one person who made everything make sense. Some soldiers accidentally recorded that moment. The recording, less than 2 minutes long, later leaked into military communities, spreading like wildfire. Within hours, BTS fandom around the world turned into a sea of tears. But the disturbing question remained. What exactly was Jungkook regretting? Internal sources reported that before enlistment, Jungkook rejected various major collaboration offers with international artists. He withdrew from the spotlight, even avoiding public interviews. There was a real fear inside him, fear of no longer living up to expectations as the golden magne, fear of losing the most honest part of himself. Many fans began connecting this event to the lyrics of Jungkook's previous solo songs like Mayu, which spoke about eternal love but carried fear of separation. The line, "I'll be fine as long as you're my light," now sounded like a subtle farewell message. 2 days after that emotional night, Jimin posted a handwritten letter on Weverse. "That night, I was not Park Jimin the artist. I was just Park Jimin the friend," he wrote. "If one day Jungkook walks farther away from all of us, please stay with him." The letter went viral instantly, reinforcing suspicions that something major was happening. Senior music critic Kim H. June commented, "Jungkook is a perfectionist. If he feels he can no longer find the best version of himself, he will choose to step back with dignity rather than staying just to please the public." The situation heated up when reports emerged that Bang Si-hyuk, HYB's founder, made a sudden visit to the 5th Division. No official press release was issued, only rumors suggesting that the closed-door 2-hour meeting discussed Jungkook's future. HYB remained silent, refusing to give any clarification. I end this information vacuum. 2 major theories emerged. First, that Jungkook was considering a long hiatus or even early retirement. Second, that this might be part of a strategy to maintain emotional engagement with fans during the group's military hiatus. Whatever the truth, the fact that millions felt the same shock, sadness, and fear that night cannot be denied. Partings always feel bitter, but this time, there was an extra sting, that perhaps this was not just a temporary farewell, but the beginning of an end. However, a bigger question began to echo. Is all of this truly real, or are we trapped in an emotional narrative that may not be entirely accurate? In a world driven by social media and rapid information consumption, it's important to ask, where did the recording come from? Why was Jimin's handwritten letter never verified by the agency? Did Bang Si-hyuk really visit just because of one emotional night? All the facts currently available come from platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and online communities, not official press outlets. This opens the possibility that we, as fans and observers, might have become part of an emotional scenario not entirely based on reality. Should we accept this narrative just because it touches our hearts? Or should we learn to be more critical, wiser in facing an era where truth often loses to speed and emotion? For now, both Jungkook and Jimin have not spoken publicly again. HYBE has also chosen silence. The only thing left is the echo of that night. One guitar, one hug, one regretful sentence, and tears that still soak the hearts of millions around the world. Will this mark the beginning of the end of an era in BTS's history? Or the start of a more honest, more human journey for Jungkook and Jimin? The answer remains hidden behind their silence, and the world can only wait, while holding tightly to one important lesson. Behind every touching story, there is a truth to seek, not just to feel. As the world was shaken by news of Jungkook's regret towards Jimin, we were all faced with an inevitable dilemma. Did this event truly happen as reported? Or are we merely victims of an emotional narrative deliberately crafted to spark global engagement? As the audio recording, emotional letter, and rumors of Bang Si-hyuk's sudden visit to the 5th Division spread, we saw how emotions flowed unrestrained. Crying, worrying, speculating, all merged into one great current. But for a moment, let's pause and ask, does this all make sense? Isn't it too perfect how this emotional moment was recorded, leaked, and spread in such an organic, yet structured pattern? It's important to remember that the information we consume now mostly comes from social media. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Weverse communities, and online forums. How often are these platforms accurate sources of news? How likely are they to shape perceptions without providing legitimate verification? We are not accusing anyone of lying. But isn't it healthy to ask, why did the emotional recording leak just a few hours after it happened? Who first spread it? And why was their identity never revealed? Why did Jimin's handwritten letter appear without official agency confirmation? And most importantly, why did HYBE remain silent, even as this rumor shook the global fandom? If this moment was truly so important and emotional, shouldn't the agency have issued an official statement, at least to protect the members' privacy? Conversely, if this is part of a strategy to maintain emotional attachment during the military hiatus, are we being pawns in a larger media attention game? This is a moment of collective reflection. We invite all of you to pause, consider all possibilities, and ask yourselves, do I believe this narrative because of strong evidence, or because I want to believe it out of my love for BTS? Have I verified this information through legitimate sources? Or am I merely absorbing the emotions from social media virality? In a world where news can be produced, curated, and manipulated within minutes, skepticism is not a negative attitude. It is a form of intelligence. Are we so hungry for emotional stories that we sacrifice accuracy for sensation? We must dare to ask deeper. Could the K-pop entertainment industry, with its power in managing public image, see this global emotion as a commercial asset? Does an emotional drama like this extend a group's relevance during mandatory military hiatus? Is it possible that a team is managing this leak for certain purposes, whether to maintain fan loyalty or to build a heroic narrative? Once again, this is not about accusing. It is about awareness. Awareness that in today's information era, emotions are a commodity. And if our emotions can be capitalized on, we must protect ourselves with healthy skepticism and reflection. We understand how deep your love for BTS runs. We also respect how important this emotional connection is in many lives. But precisely because of that, we urge you to think more critically. True love is not blind. True love questions, examines, and protects from manipulation.